Up at 5 a.m., the team has many projects across the state this morning. Zach's team has arrived at a pump station in West Texas. They are called out to retrieve an intake screen which has fallen roughly 70 feet below the water. Lee Malone is on site to oversee the new divers to the team.
Make sure he's got 140 feet in the water. Once he reaches bottom, we shoot his pneumo, bring up on his slack. So that way we don't get fouled.
He knows what to expect from Logan and Zach, veterans of American Underwater Services.
You lower yourself down on your umbilical so that way you control your descent. Okay. Basically, whenever you hit bottom, you let me know, and we'll come up on your slack, make sure you're not fouled. Come here.
Lee instructs the team on site and explains procedure. The pump has been removed and dismantled.
But I mean, they said it only weighs about 400 pounds. What they have is these eye bolts. If we're able to rig the eye bolts to it.
This is the tip of the intake where the screen was attached. The first diver to go in is Brennan.
Let's get that ladder and go
He must know
down.
what to feel and what to construct down in the dark where visibility is minimal. He is instructed to attach eye bolts to the fallen screen and use lift bags to loosen and bring the screen to the surface. It's believed that the screen weighs 500 pounds and while being in the mud may have some suction on the massive screen.
This is a section of it right here. What it does is basically that pump runs down into it. And then a section like that will mate up to it and then go to the screen itself. The screen actually protects the pump itself, the exposed impeller, which is essentially that mechanism right there. That mechanism right there, and that's what protects it, is being inside one of these housings here with a screen on the end of it. Because if anything heavy like a log, big fish or something like that, it could actually foul up the whole pump system. But I mean, this is essentially your pump right here. And that goes right over here, and everything below that is right down on it. But the piece that mates up to that bell housing right there, there's another section on bottom, and then there's a screen. That's what we're looking for on bottom. It actually fell off of it.
Lee is the senior diver and the oldest, but Zach and Logan always provide a little brotherly flack.
Bail out, yeah. I want to make sure he's changed out, ready to go with his harness.
I know how to do my job. How you doing? All right.
Well then,
Here, you're the bottom of the toe.
why am I here?
What?
Why am I here?
Because you wanted to steal with a little debt pay there or what?
No, I'm not stealing no debt pay. Ain't no debt pay.
A ladder is tied off and lowered where the pump was.
We'll see the lateral line on it too.
Oh yeah? That's big for a bass.
The team notices a great bass near the air hoses.
Yeah, that's a bass. I can catch him.
We've digitally placed a beer can as a reference to size. This bass is huge. With the ladder tied off, Brennan gets into his suit, and the airbags are prepared to go below. Lee Malone is back in the rig.
Right now he's at 48 feet. He came down right on top of the screen. So what he's going to do is go ahead and establish the down line so that we can actually transfer gear back and forth. But he came right down on top of the screen. Perfect. Perfect. And right now he's trying to find a place to be able to hook the down line. And then we'll go ahead and get the lift bags and start rigging up the lift bags and getting it ready to lift. Did you get your down line established?
Negative. This thing is not nowhere to hook it to.
Have you searched the entire screen? Do you see where the opening is?
No, so the way it fell on its side, and so I feel appears to be the bottom. It's on an angle, like on a 40E5. So that plate's completely flat. So I'm checking the other side, which is in the muck.
Oh, so the top side is actually on the bottom side and it's in the mud.
Yes.
Okay, well dig down in there quick, let's get that rope on it because I need to lift from that top side.
Roger.
I want that heavy part up top.
Roger.
Thing is, right now we're using our newer guys to train them up a little bit because I've got 2 backups. I actually got 3 backups that can get it done in one dive.
Are they coming up on my slack?
They should be all the way up on you, slack. They should be holding you.
They're not.
All right, let me have them hold fast. Come up on diver and hold fast. Well, right now we're trying to give Brennan a little bit of greenhorn experience, but you know, for the most part, he's done most of this stuff in dive school and in theories and so forth. But to do it practical is a whole new learning experience. For him, this is the first time. But you know, it's not like he's going in there, you know, not knowing what he's going to do because he's done it previously in dive school. But getting real world experience and getting firsthand knowledge, you know, next time is going to make him that much more stronger diver.
Lee Malone takes time and records the notes as they progress on the project.
Yeah.
Right now, everything's in one piece. The bolts are actually still blocking it, so he's having to get some tools. Once he gets the tools, he'll return back down, go ahead and remove the bolts, then he'll start rigging the lift bag for lifting. Those are the only lifting points that he has. Come back.
Mark right here.
What you got?
Just trying to hold myself up and grab these.
Use your downline, use your downline.
With the eye bolt attached, Brennan is able to mount the airbags.
All right.
The concern is filling the bags too much. Each bag is able to lift 1,000 pounds, and there's 3 of them down there. As the bags reach the surface, the air will expand and increase the speed to rise to the top. Like the reference to a phrase the team has, which is the Red October. We don't want it to Red October, they say.
Can't hold what up. Well, we're trying not to Red October anything. But what we're trying to do is whenever you're on bottom, you're down 2 atmospheres. Well, roughly he's a little over 1 atmosphere, but I mean, originally we thought it was going to be 2. And whenever you put a little bit of air in there and you got a slight little bit of lift and you start lifting on it, as that air rises, it expands. So that pressure releases off of it. So it's no longer pressurized. So you're actually gaining momentum in this ascent rate that it's coming up. So the more you come up, the faster it's going to travel up.
With Brennan dive time running out, he must surface and swap out with the other diver. The veterans already know that there's a chance that Brennan is overexhausted.
More than likely, he's going to get very tired. He's going to get very wore out. He's going to get very fatigued. And in the end, we're probably going to wind up having to take some gear off of him just to be able to get up the air gap. Because a lot of times you'll spend all your energy down there, and whenever you come back up, your gas tank's almost empty. So whenever you come up at that rate, you've got all that extra weight on you, and you've got to climb that ladder to get out. You've got to pull all that extra weight that's on you.
Finally out of the water and off the ladder, Brennan relays to Lee and the next young crew diver, Isaac, what to expect below the surface.
I was feeling you hammering it in.
So he's got 1 already in. Okay. He's got the second one he's putting in.
So it's like halfway in?
Yeah, so. No, he took it out and put it back on the down line.
Yeah. So it's on the down line.
Yes.
Okay.
Isaac mounts his gear and heads down the ladder. The screen isn't budging, and more air is placed into the bag. The bags are getting way more air than calculated. It's now time to send in the veterans.
Out of hat? Roger.
As Isaac exits the water, Zach is now down to the screen. A popping noise is heard.
Anything?
Something's about to happen. Keep going, though.
Keep bumping, Roger. Bump it again.
Yeah, she's getting close, man.
Give her a wiggle.
I can freaking hear it.
Wiggle it and see if she'll move.
Oh, wait. Here she goes. She's moving a little bit.
Starting to move?
Yeah, give her a little bit more.
A little more?
Yeah. Oh, there she goes. She's gone.
She's gone!
And Zach gets a visual of the bag rushing to the surface, free floating.
Grab the rope, it's coming out. It just slipped off.
The bag is brought up and inspected to show that the eye bolt has been broke. That's a lot of force to break that eye bolt. They decide to rig the screens to the 40-ton crane.
We're gonna go ahead and run the strap down there. We're gonna hook it up. We're gonna hook it up to this crane, just see if we can nudge it a little bit and see if she'll take off.
With the crane attached, the screen is brought up and now the team can hand it over to the pump engineers. A job well done. Like and subscribe, comment below, and tell us what you think of the channel and the video. American Underwater Services. Aquatic engineering done right.